I'm transactional in my career. Now, I was raised to be transactional. My mom always told me to go work for a company for 2 years and then move on, go work somewhere else. That's the only way I'm going to make any real money. People at work, you can be, cool with them, but they're not your friends. Be careful. I was raised in the 80s, 90s to believe in this as a child. And, my mom was right. Now, I started out in my career being transactional, and then I stopped being transactional when I started to do work that was more mission based, aka going to work deeply in nonprofit organizations. And so I believe that I didn't need to be transactional anymore doing that type of work, that there was more to it that I actually shouldn't be. I'm here for a different reason doing different work. I was wrong. A few things happened, and I'm sure that some of this, if not all of it, has happened to some of you. So I have been laid off. That helps you become transactional. I was already on the path to that when that happened, so it actually helped me handle that layoff better than perhaps some other people. But that was very impactful. Another thing was being passed over for promotion. I'm always like, if I know that they went with someone better, then I'm okay with it. But when you know that you were the best person for that job and you didn't get it because of some other silly factors, and they hired externally and bring in strangers who aren't good, like after seeing all that you've done, that helped me to become transactional. When I saw the way that companies are willing to use up all your time, your skills, your energy, and still not give you but 2%, 3% increase, if that, and still continue to take and not give, that has helped me to become quite transactional. When I've heard promises made, oh, we'll look at next year with your promotion, we'll look at next quarter, we got to see X, Y, and Z, and then nothing ever happens and they just do a lot of talk and no action, you become transactional, or at least I have. I got tired of everything at work being about favoritism, about nepotism, about optics, about compliance, obedience, whatever you want to call it. I got tired of that because I thought work is supposed to be about skill, about talent, about who shows up consistently, who's respectful, who's professional, right? But when I saw that none of that mattered, that changed who I became as an employee, and I will never, ever go back. I am a value for value employee. I will do what you hired me to do because I believe in honoring my agreements and I honor my commitments. And so if you hire me to do something, I will do that, and I will stay focused on that throughout the time that I work for you. I will do a little bit more because why not, right? I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to build my skills. I'm trying to make more money down the line, either with your organization or with someone else. But if I see that I continue to do more and more and more, and you're not able to give me or tell me you're not giving me raises, you're promoting other people who didn't do half of what I did, then I'm going to stop doing that, and I will always go right back to doing what you hired me to do, because it's value for value always. Ultimately, I will quit if I'm seeing that I'm not getting as much out of the deal as you are as the employer. A lot of you act like you're there to serve your employer day in and day out, that there's not supposed to be anything in return. And people say, well, you're getting a paycheck. That's what they're giving you. You're giving me a paycheck to do what's on the job description, and that's what I do. But when you want more from me, then we're going to have to talk about what more you're giving me also. And the company has every right to say no. And you have every right to go somewhere else. I'm speaking from experience. When you are not transactional, you stay at jobs way longer than you should. You feel like you can't leave or you shouldn't leave. It's not the right time. You think about that business before you think about yourself. You will think that you have something to prove, even though you've already proven it, because they told you just do more, and you fall for it. You feel betrayal at work. That's how you know you're not transactional. I felt like I was betrayed at work. People who stabbed me in the back, people who I advocated for didn't advocate for me, people who said, oh, we're friends, I've been to your house, been hanging out with you and your family, and you still, hire somebody over me. Like that, when you feel betrayal, you feel hurt, that's how you know you're not a transactional employee. You're not transactional if you overperform. Some of you overperform. Sure, I'll come in on the weekend. Sure, I'll work late. And people told you that's who gets ahead. We all know that's a lie. If you're the workhorse, if you're viewed as the workhorse, you're not transactional, because they would never view a transactional employee as a workhorse. You'll say yes to everything and be the go-to person, and the people who get promoted, didn't do any of that. They probably are transactional, or they're playing the game that you don't see. You'll sacrifice your goals, you'll sacrifice your health, you'll sacrifice time with your family and friends and on your hobbies for the job because you want to prove that you're a team player. That's not transactional. That's foolish. Some of you are scared to become this way because you're still so caught up in what people think about you at work. But I can tell you, if you work for an employer that has strong leadership, they do not mind transactional employees. In fact, they respect transactional employees because they know that you understand what this is. And they want people there who understand what it is because they are healthy leaders. So they see your boundaries, they see how you advocate for yourself, and they understand it, and they're good with that. Employers who don't like transactional employees don't like them because you cannot exploit people who are transactional. And if someone is an insecure leader, if someone is a weak leader, they're looking for people to exploit. They don't want you to have boundaries. They don't want you to have a voice. They want compliance. They want you to sacrifice everything. So they are going to view these people as difficult. The people that I used to work for who were questionable, they always called people who were strong or who had a voice difficult to manage. No, difficult to control. At the end of the day, the great employers want people who deliver results and who understand what they are doing. They are running a business. You don't need to be emotionally attached to the job nor the work. And I'm speaking as someone who loves nonprofit work, and nonprofit workers are the main ones who need to understand being transactional a little bit more than others. So tell me your thoughts. Tell me if you're scared or if you think that there's something negative about it. It's not going to change my view on how I show up, but I'd like to hear from you. And do you think you can become more transactional in your career? Yeah, it's not that I don't care. I just care more responsibly now. Before, I cared like a fool. I'm not a fool now.